From shadow to light, a story of magic is about to begin. In a village of stone, where every street echoed with life, the mornings bloomed with color, voices, and endless motion.
In a house of stone near the heart of the village lived Cinderella in a world of her own. Above, life carried on as usual. She found her quiet place to endure and to dream. Once, Cinderella lived a gentle life with her loving mother and kind father. But time changed everything when her mother was taken from her.
Hoping to bring back happiness, her father welcomed a new woman into their home, along with her 2 daughters.
After her father's passing, Cinderella was left all alone.
Her stepmother showed her no kindness, keeping her busy from morning till night with endless chores and no rest. In the same house where Cinderella lived were her 2 stepsisters, Drizella and Anastasia.
Though she came from little, Drizella cared only for appearances, draped in fine things, with a heart that always wanted more. Anastasia was no less demanding. With a love for beauty and a flair for drama, she chased attention and finery alike, never missing a chance to admire herself.
Each morning began the same in a quiet corner of a worn and forgotten home where Cinderella carried her days with gentle strength. Though the world around her was scattered and worn, Cinderella moved with quiet grace, as if kindness itself guided her hands.
And so her days passed, not in rest, but in endless labor, where one task ended only for another to begin.
But even in a life of endless chores, Cinderella found her moments. In the quiet of the basement, she stitched not just dresses, but pieces of her dreams.
Beyond the humble village stood a kingdom of grace and grandeur. Ruled by a king and queen, known not for power alone, but for their kindness and wisdom. And they had a son, beloved by all, whom the kingdom called Prince Charming. Though born into royalty, his heart longed for something more. Not power nor status, but a love that was true and chosen by the heart.
Tell us, Prince, what kind of lady would win your heart?
I do not seek a title or a crown. I believe in true love.
In the simple rhythm of her days, Cinderella moved with a quiet grace, unnoticed by the world around her. On the cold stone walls, she kept her dreams alive, sketching every dress she longed to create, hoping that one day she would bring a royal gown to life.
Oh, look at this! She thinks she's a designer!
I suppose you're the only ones who listen. At least you never laugh at my dreams.
With the simplest cloth she could find, Cinderella created beauty beyond its worth, for in her heart of one day filling the marketplace with dresses of her own.
Maybe someday a prince will come and take me away from all this. I just hope that day finds me.
My son, the daughter of our neighboring kingdom, comes from a noble and powerful family. I have arranged your marriage with her. Father, marriage should not be decided by the crown. It should be chosen by the heart. It is time. He understands what lies ahead.
My king, perhaps he deserves a chance to find true love on his own.
After hearing the queen, the king chose to set aside his anger. And for the sake of his son, he granted him one chance to find true love.
A grand royal ball shall be held for Prince Charming. All unmarried maidens of the kingdom, spread this message across every village. By order of the king, a grand royal ball shall be held for Prince Charming. All unmarried maidens are invited, no matter their status. Any maiden may attend and present herself before the prince.
Girls, come quickly! There is to be a royal ball for Prince Charming, and every maiden is invited. Excuse me, is it true that every girl may attend the ball, or is it just a rumor?
It is true.
While dreams of the ball filled their hearts, the sisters rushed in vanity and excitement, certain the prince would choose one of them.
No, not Swan. This is not good enough. How can none of these be perfect? Do you have something more elegant? No, it must be perfect for the royal ball.
Deep within her heart, Cinderella longed to go to the ball. Not for riches, nor royalty, but for a moment to feel like she belonged.
Are you going to the royal ball? Yes. I need a proper dress for the royal ball, and I don't know if I can make one in time.
With almost nothing in her hands, she still chose to create. For sometimes, hope begins even before there is enough.
With her own hands, she created more than a dress. It was her dream, stitched in hope and quiet courage.
Mother, I was wondering. There is a royal ball wall. May I go too?
Yes, you may go. But only if you finish all the house chores before time.
Why would Mother allow her to go? She doesn't belong at the royal ball. But Mother, what if she actually goes?
She won't. I will make sure she has far too much to do. Within the castle walls, preparations had begun for a night of grandeur, and every dream would awaken. The royal staircase, adorned in crimson and gold, welcomed every step toward a night of magic and destiny. Remember, Drizella, this is not just a ball. It is your chance to rise above all others. This is your chance, Anastasia.
Yes, Mother.
If the prince chooses you, you will have every happiness and every luxury. The castle stood radiant, adorned with lights and banners, as if the night itself had dressed for a celebration of dreams. On the night of the ball, Cinderella worked without rest. For every moment she saved brought her closer to a dream she could not let go. But just as hope began to grow, more work was placed before her. For some hearts would rather stop a dream than see it come true.
Even against every obstacle, she did not give up. And at last, Cinderella was ready to step into her dream.
Mother, how do I look? You look very beautiful, Drizella. You can win this ball.
At last, I'm ready for the ball.
You look beautiful, Anastasia, and perform well at the ball. Tonight, the prince will notice me first.
We shall see.
And the night of the ball had finally arrived. A night where dreams would step forward and fate would quietly begin its work.
And at last, Cinderella stood ready, with nothing but hope and a dream in her heart.
So you really think you can go to the ball in that dress?
Oh my, are you truly going to the ball like this? Oh, I've had enough of this. Let's see you go to the ball now! Oh, look at you now! That dress is ruined. You're not going anywhere. Did you see her face? She actually thought she could go to the ball!
With her dream torn before her eyes, Cinderella could no longer hold back her tears, and with a broken heart, she ran away into the quiet darkness.
In the quiet of the basement, her tears fell without restraint. But even in her sorrow, she was not completely alone. As the night unfolded, the prince waited with hope. For beyond the music and the grandeur, He longed to find a love that was truly his.
Why is my fate like this? Why can't I live even one day freely?
Even in her deepest sorrow, she was not alone. For the smallest hearts stood beside her when the world did not. With a heavy heart, she stepped into the quiet night, hoping the open sky might carry away her sorrow.
And just when her heart felt lost, a gentle light found its way to her, as if magic itself had come to guide her.
Though her heart was still heavy, she chose to smile, even for a moment. For sometimes, even the smallest joy can bring light back to the soul. In that moment, her sorrow faded into wonder. For before her stood something she had only ever dreamed of.
My child, what has happened? Why are you so sad? I wanted to go to the prince's ball, but my stepsisters ruined my dress. So now, that this is my fate.
Do not worry, my child. I will take care of everything. I see the kindness in your heart, and for that, you shall be rewarded. Under the silent watch of the full moon, the night carried its magic forward. From the quiet forest to the heart of a royal dream.
In the glow of the grand hall, many hearts stepped forward in hope. But far beyond the lights, under the silent moon, a different story waited to unfold.
How can you fix this?
And with a wave of her hand, magic awakened the night. In a single moment, her sorrow was transformed. And the girl who once dreamed now stood as a princess. In that moment, her dream became real, and her heart filled with a happiness she had never known.
Thank you for everything. But this dress, it's so grand. Perhaps I need shoes to walk in this dream.
With a whisper of magic, light took shape, and from the glow came a gift as delicate as a dream. With each step, her dream felt real. And for the first time, her heart danced with happiness.
From the silence of the night to the heart of a royal dream. The journey had begun toward a destiny waiting to unfold. With eager hearts, they arrived at the royal ball. Each step filled with hope to claim a dream of their own.
My child, do not worry. I shall arrange a royal carriage for you, and you will go to the ball as a true princess. With a wave of her hand, magic took form, and from light itself, a royal carriage appeared. Every princess needs her attendants. Let us find you a proper footman, shall we?
With a touch of magic, even the smallest became grand, and loyal hearts were given a royal form.
Oh my, is that really you two?
Listen carefully, my child. This is magic. This magic will remain only until midnight. Everything will return to how it was. So you must return before midnight, or the magic will fade, and the world will see your true life.
Yes. I will return before midnight. Thank you, godmother.
And with a heart full of hope, she stepped into her journey helmless. Through the silent forest, under the watch of the full moon, she rode toward her destiny, where dreams awaited. And as she stepped down, the world seemed to pause. for the girl once unseen had arrived like a dream.
Your Highness, please return before midnight. We shall be waiting near the carriage.
And as she entered, the world stood still, for in that moment all eyes were drawn to her.
Who is she? Your Highness, over here. Please notice me.
Though many sought his attention, his heart remained untouched, and so the prince quietly walked away. Why does my heart still feel empty?
And then, in a single moment, he saw her, and everything changed.
Who is she? May I have this dance?
Ask.
As the music played, time seemed to fade away. And in each step, two hearts moved as one.
Who is she? I've never seen her before.
Away from the noise, they found a quiet moment where hearts could speak without words.
In that moment, his heart had chosen. And beneath the silent moon, destiny quietly watched.
It's almost midnight. Why hasn't Cinderella returned yet?
And in a single glance, everything changed. For time was slipping away.
I have to go close. Time is running out.
And without a moment to lose, she ran before the magic could fade.
With a racing heart, he searched through the halls, afraid she might be gone.
In her desperate flight, she left behind a single trace, a fragile clue to a dream not yet lost.
In that single moment, he held the only trace she left behind, and with it, a question filled his heart. Who is she? The night came to an end, without a vow spoken, and as the guests returned, only a memory remained. As the final moment struck, the illusion could not last, and even the grandest forms returned to their simplest truth.
As midnight claimed the night, even the grandest magic faded, and what once carried a dream became nothing but whispers in the wind. As the final trace of magic vanished, she stood as she once was, but within her heart, the dream still remained.
As the night faded away, a new morning arrived, and with it, a new chapter began. I will find her, no matter what it takes.
And with the morning light, she returned to the life she knew. But deep within her heart, the night still lived. One piece of the dream still remained with her, and in that moment she realized the other was left behind.
Send word across the kingdom. Find the girl whose foot fits this slipper.
Hear ye! Hear ye! By order of the prince, we search for the maiden whose foot fits the royal glass slipper!
Life moved as it always had, unaware that destiny was drawing near.
Yes, Your Highness.
I am searching for the maiden whose foot fits this slipper.
The prince is here! This is our moment. Yes, Your Highness, it could be me. Or perhaps it is meant for me.
With quiet patience, he searched for the one.
It will fit. Just a moment. It should have been mine. Perhaps it's just tight.
The dream they held so tightly slipped away in silence, and all that remained was quiet disappointment. For a moment, his hope began to fade, and the answer he sought seemed just out of reach.
In the quiet of the room, she returned to her simple life, unaware that destiny stood close.
And in that quiet moment, something stirred within his heart, as if he had found out what he had been searching for. Beautiful maiden, I don't know why, but I feel I have seen you somewhere.
She wished to speak, yet silence held her back. For not every truth can be spoken so easily.
Beautiful maiden, could you please try this slipper?
Yes.
And as it fit, her truth could no longer be hidden. For the dream she carried had finally found its place. You are the one. The girl I have been searching for. Will you come with me? Will you marry me?
And with quiet courage she stepped forward, carrying the final proof of who she truly was. Yes, I will marry you. And hand in hand they left behind the life she once knew, stepping forward into a new beginning.
Hear this across the kingdom. Prince Charming shall wed Princess Cinderella. The whole kingdom rejoiced.
No longer hidden in shadows,
She stood in her true place.
a queen in grace, a dream fulfilled in royal light. True love finally united them.
And in the end, she not only found love, but created a dream of her own.